All right, so now that we know how to install and start our next application, let's quickly look at the folder structure and understand what's what. So in any you new project which you create, right, like we have done here, you will see certain bare bone folders. The .next is created only when you run the dev server or when you do a build, but otherwise you will have pages, public and styles, and then these files, right? So let's look at them one by one. Public is somewhere, all the assets, anything which is static in nature, any static files which you are using. For example, the svg icons, the favorite icon, or any images which you want to use on your website which are um, not dynamic in nature, you can put it in the public folder, and those can be referenced directly as slash. Okay, so slash vercel.svg or slash favicon. So if you look at pages index, I think you see slash favicon is how they are referencing the icon file, right? And that is because the paths are set up in a way that you can use it. However, you need to understand that this is where you can put in any static assets. You should not put anything dynamic in here because yeah, I mean, your otherwise your build size is going to increase a lot. Okay, you can rather have them on CDN or something, so that your overall package size is very less. Okay, so that goes. Okay, so that's about public file, a public folder. We have a styles folder where basically they say that you can put every CSS file or any styles in here. They already have a global.css which is for this design, and there is a home.module as well, which is given by default. We can easily delete them if we want to, but let's stick to them for now. Okay, so this is styles, and then we come to pages. Now inside pages, the structure is that any file name with small letters, right, if you create it, that becomes a page. For example, we have index, which is our root. So we see this is our index file. But let's say my blog has a me page. Okay, so Amitabh Roy. If you click on about me, it generates a me page. And so if we need to create that on our new next app, what we will do is inside pages, we'll create a new page which is me.js. It can be tsx as well, but I think for now we'll create a js file, and it does an export default function home. This is one way of writing things, and I can also do me.me equals inside the arrow function. I will return, let's just say, how have they structured their divs. This is div class name, so why don't we steal that? Okay, so div, and let's just say in here styles.container, I need to import the styles, so why don't we copy this, paste it in here. So we have a div which has styles.container, and inside that let's just copy the head as well, just so that we can have the title as well, the title on the tab, the title tag of the page. So for that we need to import next head. Okay, and spaces is 2. Okay, I'll add a prettier.json, prettier files, prettier rc, because I want the styling to be 2 spaces. I have a standard way of doing things, so I'll add that in a bit. Let's just keep it simple for now. So I have a head tag which is which says about me Amitabh Roy. Okay, about amount, wow, about me Amitabh Roy. Okay, and in here let's just copy this. How have they structured it? So I have the div, then head, and then I have a main tag, right? So I can add a main tag, paste these over here. I have a p tag, one more p tag. I'm just doing this for the sake of demo. Later I'll change it, okay, because the stylings will differ, and they have a style for main. So let's just add that as well. Okay, and now if I go to the URL /me or me, okay, it says the export default is not a React component. Okay, my mistake. I created this constant, however I haven't exported it. So you need to ensure you export that and you don't make a mistake like I did. And now, although it doesn't look so good, but I think at least we have a page, right? We have a page which is the /me or /me page. So we have a home page and we have a /me page. And now we can say that, okay, how do we link it, right? So why don't we try and link it? From the index.js, we have examples. Let's look for examples. Yeah, here it is. So why don't we change it to about me? Okay, and you might think, okay, you know what, this is it. Let's just refresh. See, okay, we are linking the pages. That's working. However, what is the benefit? What have we achieved? Because it's still, if you look at this tab, it does a reload, which means it's a page refresh. So what have we achieved with Next.js? What is so great about it? So now let me demonstrate what exactly we should have done. Say we come to the home page. There is a component with Next.js which is link. We import that from next/link, and over here inside the a tag, right? So we need to change it a bit. Now you can look at the documentation. I'll quickly give you a view of how things work. API routes, I think we have the links over here somewhere. Yes. So it says that we can have a link and then an a tag inside it. Okay, that's the convention which we need to follow. So we take out the href from here, have a link tag, add the href here, and like so. Okay, and now if we click here, you see the page doesn't reload, right? Can you see the subtle difference? There is a very small difference between what is happening on my dev server. I mean, it will be very clear on the production instance, but basically what is happening is the me page is now coming almost with an SPA effect. It doesn't do a page reload. To give you a little more concrete understanding of how things work, let's come over here. Okay, look at the network tab. Okay, it just loads the me.js. Whereas if I get rid of this and copy this href, oops, only this much. What am I doing? And put this over here again. Go back to my home page. And now if I click on about me, you can see there are a lot of assets being loaded. It's an entire page reload, and we have a /me which shows you the preview of this entire page. Okay, but let's just redo things. We have link, I hit save. Okay, and then over here I refresh, click, and you can see it says me.js. It's a JS file which was loaded. Okay, anything which is related to the page's JavaScript, or anything where the page requires some kind of functionality, that is the only delta which is being loaded. The rest everything was already there on the page. So this is how you get a lot of performance benefits, because you're not loading all the assets every time, and the page loads are very fast. It's very, very fast. And on top of that, because Next.js does server-side rendering, so unlike an SPA where you really lose out on SEO, these kinds of server-side rendered pages really doesn't give you those problems. Then this is the answer to the problems which users used to face in terms of SEO for the SPAs which we have. So yeah, this is how a static route. I think what we have done here is created a page which is basically a route for Next.js. So it understands that it has a /me page, and it basically renders this component which we are exporting on this particular JS file. So now let's look at how we can get the next set of pages, which is, let's just say, the home, the web, and the travel, because these are so we will take the query parameter over here, and we will try to make a dynamic route which takes that and gives me the context of what is the parameter, and based on that we can load data as we want.